Wisconsin has published the results for the recount, and they have announced that Biden is actually winning more ballots than before. So what's your thoughts on that?
Because they are including all the ballots, including the illegal ones. So if we exclude the illegal ones, not all the illegal ones, just the absentee ballots without applications, or even a fraction of that absentee ballot, which is indefinitely confined. If we can exclude those, I think the election result will be reversed easily.
There's another rule they make, is that second day, is that when you object, you have to object on the spot. You cannot object to the whole pile of, for instance, indefinitely confined, which is kind of ridiculous. There's something very curious about the first day. The first day, I went there. We got in there at 9 o'clock, and all the votes, ballots, and absentee ballot envelopes were brought onto the table, and we were ready to work, and it was postponed. That was postponed repeatedly, saying that the city council, city election council was having meetings, asked us to postpone it. And 2 o'clock, about 12 o'clock, they held a public meeting in open, and with high screens and loudspeakers, and all of us, 400, 500, maybe 300, 400 of us stood there and watched them. And the Milwaukee City Election Council was addressing the 7 charges made by the Republican side. And the first one, the thing they addressed was this absentee ballot with application form or without application form. Whether that without application form, the absentee ballot is valid or not without application form. They really twisted, arguing that the absentee ballot envelope itself is application forms. Therefore, you do not need a second documentation, and that's how they reject this Republicans' appeal. And I'm very glad to see yesterday that December 7th, this had formally brought into the court on this issue, whether absentee ballot is valid without application forms. And then they gave in to small cases. They gave in. So that's first day is pretty dramatic. Also, the rules they set up become stricter and stricter every day. First day I was able to stand behind the yellow line, which is 6 feet from the election officials. And second day I was not able to. They changed the rule. If I wanted to stand, I have to stand further. I had to stand right behind the chair, which was behind the yellow line. So make the distance, instead of 6 feet, it's become 7 feet. It's almost impossible for me to see the details of it.
So based on all of your observations during the ballot recounts, what do you think is happening in America today?
America is at a crossroad. Okay. Trump and his supporters want Americans to remain on the Judea and the Christian value, on the foundation of that this country was built upon. And I do think, and then the extreme leftists, they want globalist. They want globalization. And then they want to take control, hijack this country and make this to be like China. Seriously. And just as a personal experience, not only my own personal experience, many of my friends have the experience. In this whole year, we all know that the Chinese Communist government is behind this. For example, the Chinese immigrant, we use a WeChat, a social media, just like Facebook, okay? We use this to share information, to communicate with our friends, our families. And then the WeChat is registered in the United States, but they censor us. So I am blocked by them, so that all my friends in China could not see me, could not see my moments. Okay, and also all the groups, as long as we are supporting Trump and we share some information, our groups are blocked. But the Biden supporting people do not have this issue. So any people have a little experience, you can see clearly that the Communist Party is behind this.
City Election Council, and when they put the vote, they're always 2-1, and they're defeated. And secondly, I was very much disappointed with the major media.
This election is very important for Asian American. First, I would like to talk from my viewpoint. Why do I come here? Okay, if I stay in China, I have all the friends, the culture, and then I have the language. Why do I come here? I came here for freedom. Okay, so I came here 30 years ago. I was seeking freedom, but I came here and found Jesus. Okay, so I became a Christian 30 years ago. And then I started to read the Bible, and I started to read about American history. This country was encouraging integrity, honesty, hard working, personal responsibilities. And then they protect people's personal properties. All those are all founded on the Christian and Judeo-Christian faith.
United States is a crossroad. And if such violation of individual voters is not punished, then the election in the United States is not respected by myself, by anybody.
Leftists take over this country, and I do believe this country will be controlled, will become like China. We will lose all of our freedom. And then just look, from today's news, the Chinese government now is after all the house churches. And then they will make them illegal if you do not register. If you register, they will monitor you and what you can preach, and then where you can gather, all those kind of things. In a lot of nations in the world, if you exercise your personal responsibility, you might end up in jail. But here, you exercise your personal responsibility, and you can live a very good life. Now it is my turn to pay back to this nation and to help maintain this system. Just like marriage, any system, you need maintenance. That's the second law of thermodynamics. If you let it spontaneously happen, and you will end up chaos. If you want to keep it order, you want to keep it neat, you want to keep it good, and some people have to put in effort. So now I see that, this as a payback, to the United States, that I want to do my part to help this nation.
And I want the United States to be the same as I saw. I do not want it goes to the socialist end. And I hope American people appreciate what you have. It's still the best society that the human history has created. And I will do all I could to help and support the United States to go that direction. And I hope all American people join hands to keep United States a good society and keep U.S. a clean society. Thank you very much.